Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Dutchman Watches Mahjong Soul. Today we have a 4-player East matchup in the Gold Rooms. We have Otaku on the left. We have Atlantic 666. We have Xena 5478 and Chunky RBP. I have no idea what RBP stands for. I'm assuming it's some kind of peanut butter. But the B and the P are backwards for that. RBP. Anyways, we'll just call them Chunky. It's a fairly balanced matchup. Everyone's expert 1 or 2. So this should be a pretty balanced match. Let's go ahead and start off with our first dealer, Otaku, taking the lead. Pair of 1s, pair of 2s, already dropping the Dora, playing for efficiency, and boy do they have it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 already filled in. 6, 7, 8 completed. Pair of 3s, pair of 1s, pair of 2s. They just had to pick their pair. They picked the 2 of characters. And also the 3, they can flex it into the 4 if they find it. Atlantic 666, already much slower. Pair of 5s, a 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pairs of 3s and pairs of 4s, so not a bad hand, but nothing like the dealer's got. Xena has 4s, 5, 7, or 4, 5, 6. With a pair of 4s, so they can flex that later. 8, 9, 7, 9, and a 7, 8. Looking for a Sanshoku, perhaps. A Lonely East, they'll probably discard that as soon as they have something worth discarding for. Chunky has a 5, 6, a 1, 2, 3, a 5, 6, and an 8, a 1, 2, and a 4, 5. So again, very slow hand, but lots of very good shapes. Otaku is going to be the hand to beat. With that being said, they have made no progress. Pair of 2s, pair of 3s. They're looking for a 4. They're looking for a 9. They're looking for 2s and 3s. 1 is not going to do it. Looking for 4, 7 as well in the bamboo. There's like 23 tiles that'll make this hand improve, and they haven't drawn a single one. 6, 6, 6. It's 2 tiles away from an Itsu in the bamboo here. Looking for a 3 of dot and the 4 of dot. And probably make the 3 the pair, or the 5's the pair. Dropping 3, 6 in bamboo. Probably what I would do. Xena, how's your Sanshoku coming? You're looking for 7 of characters, looking for 8 of dots, looking for 9 of bamboo. It's a long shot. And in fact, here comes a 7. It'd make a nice pair. And indeed, the 9 and 7 come out. Keeping a double-sided pair acceptance. They can always work the 4 in if they draw a 7 or something. Chunky has 5, 6, 7. Pairs of 1s, pairs of 2s, and a 3. Looking for an Ipeco. They have no pair except for the pair in their characters, so if they want to break that sequence apart, they can. That would take tiles. Here comes the 7. Beyond Peiko is an idea. It's a crazy idea, but it's an idea. It'd also be Furton on that double-sided weight, because they've already discarded the 8 here. They dropped the 7. Ah, man can dream. A man can dream. Somebody called something. Xena opened up on the 6. Deciding that the Sanshoku ain't gonna work, I'm gonna take a Tanyao instead. It's East only. We gotta get some points on the board. Otaku has swapped their 2s for 3s, but still made 0 progress on this hand. Does the 7 finally work? Can we use that? We can. The 3 of dots goes away. Looking for 6, 9, 4, 7, dropping the 3. Richi Pinfu. The dealer? Good enough for me. Yeah, the 4s. 1, 2, 3. 4s are out. 1, 2, 3. 7s. Oh, and there's a 4th 4 there. So all the 4s are accounted for. That's why this hasn't done any progress. What, they're looking for 4 of dots, 6, 9. 9s are there. The 4's at. I don't think anybody's seen a 4 of dots yet. Are they all dead-walled? That's crazy. This is a crazy game. Atlantic finds Tempai on a 4 of 7 of dots. How ironic. The The tile that Otaku was looking for all game. Couldn't find. They've got to show up soon, right? Where are they at? 4 of dots. Show yourself. Dina calls to Tenpai as well. No, they didn't. They don't have a pair yet. They forgot the basics of hand shapes. G for Tenpai, drop that red. We are now Tenpai for 6-9 on the dealer, but of course without a Yaku they can't win. The 4 is finally drawn on Xena's hand, and they protect it if their life depended on it, because it does. It's indeed a very dangerous tile. Wait, no. Atlantic also has no Yaku. Nobody had any Yaku. What the hell? Every tile was dangerous but also safe because nobody had a damn Yaku. Anyways, Otaku keeps their dealer seat. 678, 122, 7813. So they've got 4 blocks. They've got a pair and some lonely honors. Nothing close to what their first hand was. Xena pawns their wind, Yaku high across the way. Atlantic has 4-5 with a 7, 3-4 in the bamboo. Pawn to 6s with a 7 next to it, very strong shape. And then a white and a green, which will probably just get discarded as soon as you can. Xena, as we mentioned, has pawned their west. They have Yaku high ready to go. They can pair the 4s. They've got an 8 and 9 looking for a 7. And then they have an east and a red, which can also make the pair, which will let them pick up the 5 on their characters. Chunky has a pair of easts looking for the Yaku high as well, for the east wind being the round. Oop, Otaku finds the reds. They paired up their red dragon. They've stolen all 3. They now are have achieved the Yaku high, value pawn as I like to call it. So they'll be able to use the 2, and when they draw it, they are now Tenpai. 6 and 9 and dots are dangerous. Chunky has cheated the 9, but they are not quite ready yet. This is known as Atozuke, I believe. When you make a call before you have your Yaku, and then your eventual weight is going to be like double-sided for your Yaku. Although Sanshoku's coming together. All they need is an 8 of characters from the left. They have Chanta as well. Please excuse me, this hand has Yaku galore. They don't need no East. They're a strong independent RBP, whatever that means. Close con from Atlantic. Things are spicing up all over the board. They found a pair of 3s. They've got a pair of 6s, pair of 4s. They've got an East that is dying to get out of their hand, but they have determined correctly that somebody needs it. Somebody wants it. Oh my god, Chunky RBP has 2 Dora now thanks to the con from Atlantic. I'd love to see them use it, but I worry that Otaku's going to find the 6-9 and the dots first. Just too easy. There's a sumo. For Red's Dora 1. With how explosive that hand could have been, to walk away with only 3,000 points. What a shame. But Otaku will get another dealer seat. They start with a pair of reds. Yaku high on the way once again. I would expect to see the white get discarded almost immediately, and indeed it does. 677, 445, 2466. Plenty of pairs to back up any stealing they do. They passed the first red, which I do not understand. Your dealer just keep the streak going. Unbelievable. Atlantic has 4-5, pair of 2s, 4-5 in the dots, 3-4-5-5 in the bamboo, and a pair of Northwind, which are Dora. You need Riichi to make a Yaku here, but what a hand this would be. There's also a path to Sanshoku as well. 4-5, 4-5, 3-4-4, 5-5. Another 3, and they'd be good to go. Xena has 4, 6, 7, 5 and an 8, which do nothing. 3 came for Atlantic. 1 tile away from Sanshoku. They're dropping their 2s to make the north the pair. Xena, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. 5, 6, 8, 9, pair of easts, and a lonely north. The north will be safe to discard. I don't think Atlantic wants to open on it, given that it's not their seat win nor the round win. Will not give them a Yaku. East are claimed by Xena, which is the round win. That is Yaku High. Depending on how their hand shakes out, they can make the north their pair. I see some red tiles. Somebody's ready. There's even more red tiles. Otaku has taken the 5-8 in the characters. Double-sided weight. There it comes. Atlantic, on the other hand, had a 3-6 weight. The 3 giving them Yaku or Sanshoku would have been an explosive hand. Absolutely insane. Close Sanshoku is worth 2. Nope, never mind. They had a 4-5-6. I lied. Never mind. Otaku, dealer once again. Phone of 3s, a 5, a 7. 5 pair of 7s and a 9. Lonely 9 means nothing. A 3-5-5 and a green dragon. Atlantic, with an early chi on a 7, 8, and 9, has a pair of whites, an east, a 7, 9, a 5, 6 in the dots, and a 1 of dots, which is Dora. They have pwned the whites. They now have Yaku High. It doesn't matter what the rest of their shapes look like, but they are aiming towards that Dora. They've dropped the 6 and the 5, looking to secure that 1, however they can. 5 comes out. Yep, Atlantic is 1 tile away from Tenpai, and I bet they would take that Dora pair weight. Xena, also looking for pairs, as a 4-5, 6-6, 8-8, 7-7, a red, a 4-5, and a 1 of dots. Chunky RBP has a 4-5, 7-8, 7-8, 3-4, 6-8, 9-9, a very fast and efficient hand. And in fact, they drew the 9 on their 7-8 shape. So they have 1, 2, 3... 3 blocks to complete. Probably dropping the 6 and the 8, making the 9s the pair. Double-sided Richi Pinfu. What I would do. Atlantic finds their final chi. They're picking their pair. Do they take the Dora and go for value? Jun-chan. Nope, sorry. The whites are there. It'd be Chanta. 1 of dots is now dangerous. It is Dora. And if Otaku cons these 2s, they would have no choice but to drop the 1. Or wait for it as their pair, just like Atlantic is. Xena has drawn a 7. If they are going for 7 pairs, the 3 7s does not work. But you can pretty easily shift into a normal pwn hand from that. Just call everything that you see. Atlantic backs off of the 1 of dots, which is not a bad move. But given that it's east only, I want to see all the value you can get. Xena finds another pair. Will this be 7 pairs, or will this end up as Toy Toy, or possibly even San Anko, Stu Anko? Another reason I don't like dropping the 1 is that the 1 is now free for everyone to discard. Nobody's afraid of dropping the 1 anymore. Otaku can use their 1, Xena can use their 1 or discard it. And you're still on the single pair weight, right? So it's not like you're being sneaky. Everyone knows, just discard tiles that are in front of you. If anyone draws a Northwind, they're going to look at your pile and say, gee, you haven't ever discarded a Northwind. I guess I have to keep that. They'll play their 4s. They'll play their 1s. They'll play 3 of dot because they can. Now the reach is a little risky because obviously you can't defend anything you draw. But it is a 2-5 weight. Richi Pinfu as expected? Yes, it was. We see a couple of 5s over here on Otaku. Xena has a couple of 5s as well. The north comes out and it is protected. Nobody is fooled by this shift that Atlantic made, dropping that 1 of dots. Nobody is falling for that. The west they refer a 10-4. I don't think they would have switched again if they could have. Green came out and was safe. That's Tenpai for Xena for Toy Toy. Only pwns. They also have a pair or a pawn of reds, which is Yakuhai. So Toy Toy for 2, reds for 3. There's a reach stick in the pot. 2 is dangerous. That's the one. RBP takes the win. You gotta be careful about opening up too much. Yes, it gave you a really good value, but you're so obvious that everyone just played around you. Atlantic starts us off as their dealership 2, 4, 5, 7, 1, 2, 2, a 4, 5, and a pair of Easts. The 2s get pwned right away, which is actually kind of unfortunate because they want to call these Easts to get that double Yakuhai in hand, both the seat wind and the round win. But now you're kind of incentivized to use the pwn. For me, I would pwn the East anyways, drop the 1 then the 2. Make the 2s the pair regardless. But here comes the 3. The 3 connects to the 4, 5 though. No harm, no foul. That's what I would say. Dina has a 3, 4, 4, an 8, 9, a 3, 4, 7, 8, 8. They drop the 8 thinking they got enough other pairs to back it up. A 6, 7 in the bamboo. So lots of good efficient shapes. Chunky has 5, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, and then a lonely 5 at the end. A single 8 of dots, a 4, 5, 6, and a 7, 8, 8 in the bamboo. So really good bamboo shapes. The pair of 5s can actually be used as a pair, I think, eventually. Or you can drop like the 7 or the 4 and make it happen naturally. Otaku, who has proven to be a pretty strong player. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 1, 2, and a lonely green. The green is the Dora though, but the 7 comes in for the 8, 9, and Arichi comes out. 3 of bamboo is the terminal weight. The penchan in Japanese nomenclature. Oh, Chunky draws the 3 and can drop the 8 immediately to protect it. The 8 is on the Suji for the 5. Suji would not work against his hand if 6 comes out because it is a terminal weight. But Chunky knows the 5s are safe, and they now have a red 5 in their hand. What's everyone else up to? Atlantic's still looking for some tiles. Have a 5, 5, 7, 7. The 1, 2, 2, 2, 3 is kind of weird. It's a weird shape. You pawn the East. Well, that simplified it. You pawn the East, you drop the 3, you're on a double-sided 5-7 weight, which is pretty sneaky. Dina has a pair of 3s, which are the only tiles Otaku can win off of. But I don't think they would drop them. Still, they're proven safe. And they're in no rush either. They're not that close to Tenpai. In fact, they're even breaking off their 987. They are fully defending against this hand. Not the worst, but... Drop the 5? The 7! Oh, yeah, no, of course. Eight on the Suji. Arichi from Chunky. 5, 6, 7, pair of 8s, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8. So this is a 3-sided weight, 3, 6, 9 of bamboo. 3 would be a double roan at this point. But here comes the 6. That's a roan for Chunky. Arichi, Tanya, because it was a 6. Bombs have been dropped. Chunky takes first with 36,000 points. We move on to our third dealer. Dina starts us off with a 2, 3, 3, a 5, 6, a pair of 8s, a 2, 4, 6, one of my favorite shapes, a 2, 3, and a lonely white. Very efficient for our dealer. Chunky has got a pair of 2s and a 3, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6 with a 2 and an 8 on the ends, which has a lot of options there as well, I think. Otaku only has a pair of 4s, pair of 9s, a 3, 4, 5, and another pair of 9s. So if they could open this hand and call tiles, I think they'd be happy. But no Yakuhai. And I don't think there's an easy way to start calling with that hand either. Atlantic has a 1, 2, 3, a red 5, an 8, 9. Pair of 1s in the dots and a 3. Looking for a 2 or another 1. Or something that'll pull you away from that shape and let you upgrade. But also the 1, 3 in the bamboo. So Sanshoku is definitely a possibility. Not an inevitability, but a possibility. And that brings us back to our dealer. 5, 6, 7 is completed. The pair of 8s are still alive. Our honors have been discarded. And we have a 2, 3, 3, a 2, 3, 3, a 6, 7. Very, very efficient shapes. And we could even steal for Tanyao if we want to pwn these 3s when we see them. We can pwn the 8s. We can pwn the 3s. We can pwn the 3s. We can chi 4s, but we can't chi 1s. And if we open too much and take these double-sided weights, we might end up for a 10 if we draw 1 on our own. Here comes the 5, completing the 6, 7. The 3 goes out, accepting the double-sided. It'll be harder to open on Tanyao, but it's been done before, I'll say that much. Chunky has found a pwn of 2s. Makes their 3 a little lonely. They found a 7 on their 5, 6. No, they have a 4, 5, 6. Probably looking to make an Itsu out of this one. They need the 3 of bamboo and the 9 of bamboo. Then they have a double-sided 6, 7 weight here. Dina rejects the 8. Open Tanyao, not enough for them. Tanyao Dora 1 even. I would have taken that in an only. Here's the Riichi though. And it comes out immediately. They lose the Tanyao, picking up the 1, but they gain the Riichi. Double-sided weight on 1s and 4s in bamboo. Chunky has 1 of each and probably won't drop either because that's part of their Itsu. Otaku has a pair of 4s. And again, wouldn't drop those either because you pwn the whites, you pair the 4s, you're good to go. Those never need to leave your hand. Atlantic has a singular 1, which they're trying to use for their 1, 2, 3s. So the 1 will not come out of that hand. Oh, never mind, I lied. Apparently they had confidence in the bamboo. It was misplaced confidence. It was not the tile. Dina's going to get another turn as our dealer. Got a 2, 4, a 4, 5. Some lonely dots. A pwn of 6s. And the south is a Dora. They cannot use the south, unfortunately. They're east and east. But it would make a nice pair. North comes out. I assume the green will come out. And then we'll see what happens to the hand. Chunky. Got a 6 and a 9. 1, 2, 4. Hopefully going to upgrade that to the 2, 4. Or here comes the 5. You might find another Itsu out of that one. A 1, 3, a 7, 8, 9. And another only south. It's now twice cut as the discards. So Chunky will probably throw theirs as well eventually. Otaku. 7, 8, 8, 9. This is deceptively bad. The 7, 8 is double-sided, sure, but you're already holding one of the 9s. The 9, 8 is one-sided on a 7, and you're already holding one of the 7s. So both of these shapes are just bad, and you're up against a wall, which makes it worse. 6, 7 of dots with a lonely 9. A 1, 2, and a 5, 6. So not an impressive hand, I'll say that much. Atlantic. 5, 5, 6, 8, 9. A 7, 8, 8, 9. Drop the 8 out. Or make it your pair, dropping 7, 9. Because Atlantic has a pair of whites I think they would like to open. But now, being this far in last, I don't agree with that play. You don't have Dora. Well, you got one Dora. But open whites is not gonna change the flow of this game. Anyways, that brings us back to Xena, who has found a pwn of 4s. And they also have a 3 of characters. So they can drop a 5, making the 4s the pair. They can drop a 4, looking for a double-sided 3 or a 6. They've got a lonely 7, They've got a 2-3, but they can't pick up that 1. Right now they're looking for Tanyao. 7 comes out. 2s are paired, so they can pwn 2s. No, I think they want to keep the 2s as the pair. Well, we'll see. Let's let them play their hand. We'll commentate afterwards. Chunky has not made any progress on their dots. Itsu is probably off the table at this point. I assume the 3 will be their pair, dropping the 1. They'll just take like double-sided, double-sided. This shape is good. 4, 5, 6, 7. You can think of it as 2 double-sided weights. The 6-7 is looking for a 5-8. The 4-5 is looking for a 3-6. Even though you have one of each of those, it's still 7 tiles for both of those patterns. And you can also pick up the 4-7. I haven't mentioned it because then they become your pair. They've got a pair in the 3, so that would be unnecessary, but the idea is there. Oh, Taku finds another 7 on their 7, 8, 9. They don't need 2. They've already dropped their 8, which was the right move. Thank you for doing that. 6, 7, 8, 9. Double-sided pair weight, perhaps? Pick up a 3 of dots, drop the 2, then you're looking for 6, 9 to make your pair. Atlantic has found Tenpai. They've opened on the whites. They're looking for 5s and 8s in the characters. They've got 2 of the 5s. We see 2 8s, so there are 4 tiles to complete this shape. 1, 2, so 2 more that they can draw. Otaku is never dropping that 8. I don't think Xena's dropping this 5. Uh-oh. This 8, though, comes out right away. Dealer gets hit by Last, but Last is not dealing enough damage to make any significant changes here. They're within striking range of 3rd, you can call it that, but they now have 1 chance at it. Chunky, our final dealer. East 4. A pair of 1s, a pair of 7s, which are Dora. A 3, 4, and a 7, 9, 9 in the bamboo. Otaku. 5, 5, 6, 6, 8, 9. Some loose dots, and then a 3, 3, 5 in the bamboo. Atlantic has a 4, 5 in characters. A 1, 3, a pair of 4s. A 7, 8, 9 in the dots, which lets them accept that Dora. A pair of 7s in the bamboo with an 8 next to them. And then a lonely East. Xena, our previous dealer, 6, 7, 8 in the characters, 1, 2, 3 in the dots, 4, 5, 6 in the bamboo. My goodness. They're looking for a pair. They have an 8, 9, looking to pick up a 7 in bamboo. But any pair will also, like, put them on the Tenpai. Ishan 10 is the word I was looking for. Chunky, suddenly looking at us, Chitoitsu, 7 pairs has just come together for free. 7 pairs, Dora 3 at the moment. But they're looking for a 3, a 4, or a 5. They break the 3, 4, 5 apart, so I don't think they're ever looking to retreat back into a normal hand. I think this is a 7 pairs commitment at this point. They are perhaps dropping bamboo in mass to try to bait the opponents into playing into them later. But we shall see. Otaku, on the other hand, has put together some of their characters. They've also found a couple of those bamboos they were looking for. They got a 2, 3 looking for a 1, 4. The 7 is exactly what they're looking for. They can drop the 8. They have a 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7 shape, which is called an Ipeiko. And they take the Richi. They're looking for a 1, 4 in the bamboo. The 1s are in Chunky's hand. They probably won't come out, but the 4 might. I think Chunky is defending. Chunky is in first. Chunky does not need to win this hand. They just need to not lose it. Otaku, do they have enough points to take first? Richi, Pinfu. Call it Tanya, call it Ipeiko. That's Amon gone. If they hit the dealer directly, that would do it. I think. Hit the dealer directly on the 4. Ah, but the sumo I don't think is gonna do it. That's gonna be a Mangan, and it's not even gonna bring the dealer below 30. It wasn't even a Mangan. Pinfu sumo because they lost to Tanya, so they went 4 and 20. Yep, dealer keeps their seat. Otaku takes second, so it was not the end of the world. Xena falls into third, and Atlantic could not recover quick enough points to make a difference. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to our players for playing. Well done, Chunky. That Hanuman was pretty lucky, but you stuck to your guns. You secured first when it mattered most. Otaku, I think you are a very steadfast and reliable player. Xena as well. Very good. Atlantic, perhaps it is desperation that drove you to take a red Yakuhai only hand, but it was not enough to play for points and position time. That's it for this episode. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please click the like and subscribe button. It really helps small channels like this one grow and reach a wider audience. I hope you have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening. Goodbye.